As we've established, as you're hearing day and night across the country, there's this urgent need for testing and contact tracing on a massive scale. And so our reporting team has the latest on the race to contain this virus. NBC News technology correspondent Jacob Ward reports that contact tracing apps could soon help track the spread of this in this country. But first, NBC News correspondent Stephanie Gosk has our report on testing and the road to reopening.
The battle in the fight against COVID boils down to one thing: testing.
No one ever imagined this testing system was going to become hyper relevant to survival.
A new study in Los Angeles indicates the number of people that have or had COVID-19 may be up to 55 times higher than previously known. Public health experts say it is not something states can handle alone.
To ask the states to go about finding their own solutions is a recipe for disaster.
Dr. Dan Hanfling has worked on national preparedness planning programs for Presidents Obama and Trump. He says the Trump administration's guidelines don't go far enough.
That misses the mark widely because we don't have the means for either testing or contact tracing. Both critically important if we are to understand prevalence of disease. It's a fantasy to think that we're going to be able to reopen safely in the absence of those capabilities.
Right now, 1 million people are being tested a week, a number experts say needs to triple. Vice Admiral Raquel Bono oversees Washington State's response to COVID-19. She says state labs could be processing more than twice the number of tests, but lack critical supplies.
It's swabs and transport medium as well as reagent. The person who is using the swab and taking the sample also has to be in PPE.
And each state is competing for these supplies.
We're all pitted against each other, trying to get the supplies that we know we need.
Another obstacle, test accuracy. Health officials tell NBC News they are seeing inaccurate diagnostic and antibody tests, showing false positives or false negatives.
It is less accurate than we had hoped, and so there was a whole lot of false positives. It points out to the importance of being able to accurately and rigorously develop these tests so that we don't inadvertently put people at harm.
Without testing on a massive scale, we lack a clear picture of when stay-at-home orders can be lifted. But a recent report by 48 economists and social scientists suggests it can be done quickly. Dr. Danielle Allen of Harvard University is the lead author.
The best approach for economic recovery is one where we get to open and stay open. The way you open and stay open is by having the capacity to control the disease.
Controlling the disease, she says, will require 5 million tests a day in order to start lifting restrictions in June, ramping up to 20 million tests a day by August. But the key to getting there is national coordination. She suggests the federal government create a pandemic testing board to supervise testing, contact tracing, and supply chain issues.
How important is that centralized effort to having success in testing?
You really do need that centralized coordination in order to move things faster than the market itself can achieve.
The argument among those who want to open up quickly is that we are going to have such dramatic economic costs in this country that the pain is not going to be worth it.
The argument we make with them is that the path we're proposing gives you a stronger recovery.
That plan estimates national testing, tracing, and isolation would cost $15 billion a month, compared to the cost of stay-at-home orders, $350 billion a month. And if no action is taken and restrictions lifted, there would be a sharp increase in deaths, costing 15 to 20 trillion. The researchers say economic growth and testing go hand in hand.
This is a moment for Can Do America to show up. We can do this. Again, no law of physics has to be broken. It is purely a question of organizing ourselves to deliver on the capacity that we already have.
Stephanie Gosk, NBC News.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.